Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I have a bunch of paint in front of me. It's both liquid acrylics or acrylic ink and regular acrylic. Not real sure what we're gonna do. I want to go crazy rainbow. One day I was on a roll doing a bunch of cool, just squiggly paintings like this with just acrylics, and then one day I was like, hey, what if I did that with these? And I think it's pretty cool. I love the way it came out. There's no texture, so it's just super smooth, and I never really messed with it again. I meant to, after I did this one, I meant to do more of them, and I just kind of never did. So here we are. I'm gonna use it, whatever color I can, in kind of a rainbow format. If that makes any sense. You know, my husband said that we needed a strawberry boneyard, which means a place to put your tops when you're done eating them. And I said that I just eat them. And he said that that was freaky. What do y'all think? Let me know. Ooh la la. Bought these super fluorescent colors a while back, not even knowing what I was gonna do with them, and here we are. Very juicy. I put a ton on there in retrospect, but it's all one big experiment. Okay, took a break from the painting for now. I'm gonna let things dry before I make my next move on that. I just had a bit of inspiration and I wanna come up with some new tattoo designs. And I've been feeling a little bit stagnant, I guess, in that aspect. And that might be one of the reasons why, or partially why, I don't wanna say got bored of tattooing. I'm not bored of it at all, but I need to spice stuff up. And I feel like there's certain ideas I've had before and that I've never executed, and it's just a weird spring of inspiration. It came out of nowhere really, and I just want to ride with it. So I'm just gonna scribble down just some stream of consciousness type drawing. But I think there's a way that I can integrate two things that I really love, which is like rainbows and portals and weird, lack of a better word, weird stuff. And anyways, but I want to expand on that even more so. And I haven't really sat down and said, okay, let's just draw up some stuff. Let's set it up. Howdy friends, it's the next day, and if you're curious to see how that painting came out, not too good, y'all. I was doing a lot of experimenting, and it just, one thing led to another. I put some different kind of paint on it, some acrylic paint. Just kept layering and layering and layering, and I threw some alcohol on there to see what would happen, and it's just, I'll just show you. So it's cool up here, and then yeah, so it's okay. Like I said, I was experimenting, and now I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that again. So I do want to try more stuff, and it's all good because I can just like paint over that or find another use for it. But I just wanted to remind you, painting and creating is fun just for the sake of doing it. I had a lot of fun while doing it. I didn't end up with the product at the end, but it is what it is, and you just let it go and move on. I don't have a ton of tattoos scheduled this week, so I have a lot of time to paint and play. Today, I'm gonna go run a couple of errands, groceries, whatnot. Who knows, maybe I'll work on the closet today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my previous videos of a closet makeover. Or I might just do more playing and experimenting. I also did draw up a couple of rough sketches yesterday, just some ideas. I mean, I don't really think that you could see it on the camera, whatever I was drawing. They're just kind of ideas. Bunch of portals and rainbows. So that's what I did yesterday as well. I also did a lot of researching and referencing, just looking for inspo, and I did find a lot of stuff. I've been really inspired by Hindu art, and here pretty soon I want to start working on my husband's tattoo design. He has a big chunk of real estate right here, and he wants to do a portal, but he wants Snoopy, yeah, Snoopy the dog, but as Krishna, the Hindu god, with a heavily psychedelic feel, with like rainbows and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. It actually inspires me enough to want to sit down and draw it. So that kind of sparked something up, like, oh, that would be a great intro to me doing the psychedelic kind of tattoo designs, because I just want to do psychedelic everything, psychedelic painting. I want to be a rainbow maker, so I make rainbows of everything. Like, I make rainbows in tattoos, rainbows in art. I just love rainbows, and that's it. I'll see y'all later. I just wanted to update you. And we're back. Same day, different scene, different outfit. The weather's changing rapidly. Warm to cold, cold to warm, cold to warm again, warm to cold. Y'all know how it goes. Off camera, I went to Michael's. It's one of the errands that I said that I was gonna do. I wasn't really planning on it, but I was cruising by, and yesterday I noticed that I was out of a violet color. I've never tried this color yet. Today's the day. Instead of going crazy like you saw previously with multiple colors at once, I think I might try one or two at a time, wait for it to dry, see how it looks, and it might lead to a really cool effect. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone for a sec. Full disclosure, I probably won't finish this in front of the camera. This video is gonna get a little long if I do. I did finish this one. I decided I'm gonna draw on top of these. So these are just backgrounds. And I've got some ideas cooking. I'm gonna get started with another one. Last night's madness. I just kept going and going. That was fun. It was cool catching that flow state finally and just... I'll show you real quick what I got done yesterday. This one was first. It took the longest. It's my least favorite. It was before I caught that flow state. I was just messing around. And when I got done with this one, I just felt like doing it again and trying something different. Which led to this squiggly guy. And this was a pretty quick compared to the one I showed before. I was just kind of, I was getting more loose. Like that first one was like, I just feel like the first one is like, oh, you know, you're kind of just shaking everything off. You're kind of just getting used to having the brush and just being in that element. And that's why it's so important just to start doing it. And even if it doesn't come out as you thought or cool or anything, because you saw mine before. It was really weird and it fell apart. And then I wanted to play with some cooler colors. So this was really fun, and this was the fastest of them all. And then the final one I did was this one. I don't really think the camera is catching how vibrant it is, and plus I'm just flashing it real quick and the lighting in here is not great. But yeah, all of those were pretty fun to make. I enjoyed it a lot, and another thing I'm gonna keep working on is drawing more, getting some ideas out there. It's just like turning on that faucet and letting the gunk come out before the clear water starts coming out. That's kind of how it works, I guess. That's how I've learned it works, just by experience of starting something new. The more you do it, the more you learn. And then one day you're just really good at it on the spot. So this has been featured in a couple of my videos before, and the project that I've been working on, I've only worked on it for 2 sittings, and the next step is drawing on it with Posca pins. I think I'm ready to get after it today because I realized that I've been jumping around thing to thing, project to project, and I don't think that's necessarily wrong. There's no right or wrong way, but for myself, I feel like it's time to focus on a couple of things at a time and really have a guideline for myself on what to concentrate on and what to flow with. So far on this YouTube channel, I've posted a lot of different projects. A peacock that I still haven't worked on, and it's been a while. I don't even know how long. Could be months. And I just haven't felt that spark to work on it again, because then I started this closet because I've been staring at it for a long time because it was just white and blank. But then I take a break on that and I work on something else. It might be on camera, it might be off camera. I'm just excited to get creative. And though there's a lot of things I want to do, I will make sure to do them. But right now I am feeling called to focus on coming up with new things to paint, finding a consistent groove. Painting is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I just finally started doing it a couple of months ago again consistently. And I would really like to sit down and really work on that and do more experimenting, like these colorful canvases that you just saw. I have a direction I want to go with them. Like that's step 1 of these. So I was just cranking them out for the sake of doing it because it was fun, and it's cool because now I have a little collection that I can further experiment with. So I have some ideas on a direction to go with the canvases, but I am also wanting to sit down and work on drawing new designs, drawing things a different way, evolving my art even more. Everyone evolves, artists evolve, and it's just, I feel like there's an evolution that needs to happen right now. So that's why I want to focus more on drawing and coming up with new ideas and just drawing to draw. Like I never sit down and just say, okay, I'm gonna sit down and just draw something, or just one day I'm like, you know what, I got a free time right now, I'm gonna sit down and draw. Because when I sit down and draw, previously it has been where I have an idea, like, oh, I want to come out with new flash, I want to do a new painting, I want to do something so I have something to draw for, or if I have something to draw for somebody else. And that used to be one of my pastimes when I was a kid, is just drawing, to draw. Like I didn't have anything to do, just drawing. And back then I would just, you know, I would start with looking at a picture and just kind of drawing that picture, and I would get creative and I would just do my own drawings here and there, and I just loved to do that. And though I am wanting to draw for a goal of crafting and honing in on I don't want to say style, but you know, a direction that I resonate with, it would still be just drawing to draw. And I think that would be the best exercise for getting stuff on the paper and not judging it. You're like, it's hard to get started because you're like, what do I draw? I have to draw something. And that's what I've been struggling with. Like, it has to be something. I have to have this idea of something already, which I already do. I already just told y'all the vibe and the subject matter that I like. It's like imagining a design that's completed already. So it's like good that you have that in your mind. That's the idea, that's the basis. The next step would be just drawing without trying to match whatever you saw in your head, whether if it was vague or super clear or an idea that you've had forever that you do want to execute. But being open and just drawing and just seeing what comes out. Scribble at first. Draw your usual stuff you draw. Everyone has go-to stuff that's easier for them. And just keep getting more loose with it. There's a fine line between being so loose, but in my mind it's like there's like this kind of block I feel that's there, that it's like, make that look good as a tattoo and draw it, because then you have to draw it a certain way. But I want the best of both worlds. So if let's say if somebody, a client of mine out there or a potential client, sees one of my paintings and they're like, I love this, I want this as a tattoo, and it's not really made for a tattoo, I can make it a tattoo design based off of my painting, because I've done that before. And I will show you the picture here. And I had 2 different people come to me wanting that tattoo. And I got to do a version in black and gray, and I got to do a version in color. So it's cool. I gotta remember that even though I'm not drawing it as a tattoo per se, I can still make it into a tattoo design if somebody likes that vibe and the colors or the feel. So it's just one of those things where I have to break free of just chains that I put on myself. I'll always talk about chains and broken chains because it relates in so many aspects of life. We just put a lot of binds over ourselves. It's ourselves holding us back. So it goes so deep, and I'll touch base on it one day, because y'all, I don't want this just to be an art page either, and me having an art process and sharing my creative ventures with y'all. I want to relay advice for y'all because you haven't gotten to know me yet, but down the line there's gonna be more videos about how I broke free of some major chains that I tied myself down with. So there's gonna be some lifestyle stuff on here, because part of the reason for making this whole YouTube is not just to share my paintings and stuff with y'all, but to share how I got from someone that had so many limited beliefs and living in a victim mentality and just cycles of self-abuse and drastic lifestyle changes. And without getting too much into that right now on this video, that's my main drive, is to help you remember that you can get through anything and you can do anything that you want. Everything is possible. And really what's holding us back are just limiting beliefs that we might not even be aware of. So this goes way further than sharing my projects with y'all. So I hope you stick around. I'll have a pretty juicy one coming up in June that I'm excited to work on. And it's one of those personal story things. So with that, I'm gonna tie up this video and I'm gonna start getting cracking on this. I decided I wanna work on this until it's at a good stopping point for now, since I did tell y'all earlier that I want to start concentrating on just more painting and more drawing instead of being so sporadic. Because it is about going with the flow and it is about following your highest excitement, but there needs to be a somewhat of a container without being so rigid and without expectations. So all I'm gonna do is, after I get done with the stopping point, I'm going to continue to paint and draw. And I'm gonna continue to share it with y'all and make content for y'all. And then eventually I'll get back on my closet project. If you're not subscribed yet, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. Also shoot this video a like, it really does help. And leave this video a comment. I always respond and I look forward to hearing from y'all. All right, see y'all later. Stay tuned for this one. I'm gonna record it right now. See y'all later.